Hi guys, welcome to today's video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking with me. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jessie Ubi and I'm pleased to have you. Do well to like, subscribe, share, and of course, leave a comment. Today we are diving deep into one of the most beautiful promises that Jesus made. My peace I give you. This is such a timely topic because not only were we at the brink of war just a few days ago, but we live in an anxiety age where mental health issues like depression and anxiety are at an all-time high, even amongst believers. And people are constantly faced with bad news and, under pressure to hold everything together. On top of that, the world offers false peace, where the culture is teaching us now that peace can be gotten through self-care routines, being more successful, cutting people off, escapism through social media, substance, and all of those things. The problem with these approaches is that they are short-lived. They don't last. They are temporal. But the peace that God gives is way more. Our anchor scripture for today is John chapter 14, verse 27. And it says, "Peace is what I leave with you. It is my own peace that I give you. I do not give it as the world does. Do not be worried and upset. Do not be afraid." The interesting thing about this scripture is that it instantly tells you that there are two kinds of peace: the one the world gives and the one that God gives. What are the characteristics of the peace that the word gives? Number one, the peace that the word gives is conditional. It's based on success, comfort, or control. It is temporal because it relies on escape and distraction. Number three is that it is external. So it's the kind of peace that tells you you will be at peace when everything on the outside is calm. But the peace that God gives is not a surface level kind of calm. It is not even the absence of trouble. No, it is the presence of God, even in the midst of the storm. It is a soul level kind of rest that comes from knowing who is with us and not what is around us. The peace that God offers, contrary to what the world offers, is unconditional. It's not about your performance, it's about the presence of God. It is eternal, it's not easily shaken, and it comes from inside out. That is why the book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 7 says, "The peace of God which surpasses all understanding." It is the kind of peace that the human mind cannot fully understand. That's the kind of peace that will have you at rest, even though you are walking on hot coals. Like, you will be at peace even when everything in your surrounding suggests otherwise. That's the kind of peace that God gives. And this peace that God gives is a gift. So that means it can be forgotten, it can be ignored, it can even be stolen. And I put together 5 things that usually attempts to steal our peace. Number one, worry. Worry is a weight that over time drains your strength and your joy. It comes when you are focused on what ifs instead of God is. And yes, it steals your peace. Number two, unforgiveness and bitterness. Look, unforgiveness and bitterness cannot coexist with peace. One will have to give way for the other one. The third one is comparison and envy. The problem with comparison is that most of the time you are comparing and envying people who you should actually pity, and that can steal your joy. Number four, busyness and distraction. Scripture says God is able to keep in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on Him, not those who are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And then number five, toxic influence. Look, peace is a gift, so you have to guard it. And that would mean that the places you go to, what you listen to, what you watch, what you expose yourself to really matters. Now that you know that peace is a gift, it is wisdom to guard it, isn't it? Here are 5 ways to guard your peace. Number 1, spend time with God in the study of the word daily. It's not an easy thing to do, but it is possible. Number 2, choose prayer over panic. When you are faced with difficult situations, instead of running around telling every other person and then coming back to God as a last resort, go to God first before going to any other person. Number 3, set boundaries against toxic influences. We cannot overemphasize this. As a believer, you cannot go everywhere. You cannot see everything. You cannot mix with every kind of people. Set boundaries. Number 4, let go of offense quickly. Remember, unforgiveness, bitterness cannot coexist with peace. Number 5, keep your mind, keep your heart stayed on God. Remember, He keeps in perfect peace those whose minds are stayed on Him. God never promised us a life free of storms and trouble. In fact, on the contrary, scripture says, when you go through the fire, I will be with you. It says when, not if, because it is a certainty. As long as you're on earth, you will experience some difficulties. But our consolation is we have a God that has promised us that He will be with us even in the most difficult times of our lives. He has promised us peace even in the midst of the storm. My peace I leave you. That's what Jesus said. It's not a suggestion, it's a gift. Receive it, guard it, and let it rule. I hope that this has blessed you. If it has, do well to share this video. Until my next one, stay joyful, stay prayed up, stay blessed. Bye for now.